Boker Tov, Chodesh Tov, Moadim L'Simcha. We're launching a new project. It's called a halacha a day, where we're learning halacha in depth. And we'll be learning primarily from the Aruch HaShulchan, the Mishnah Brura, and some ideas that I have to make halacha fun and meaningful here at the Simcha Center. So before we launch into 1-1 of the Shulchan Aruch, the Aruch HaShulchan tells us that we need to know the Sefer HaChinuch. The Sefer HaChinuch is a book which goes through the 613 mitzvot, probably written about the 13th century in Spain, unclear exactly. And the Aruch HaShulchan says that there are 6 constant mitzvahs quoted by the Sefer HaChinuch. The truth is these 6 constant mitzvahs are also quoted by the Mishnah Brura. And what's exciting about these mitzvahs? Just thinking about these 6 mitzvahs gets you a mitzvah. All you got to do is think about it. You're bored, you're on the bus, you're on a run, you're with someone and you're kind of bored in the conversation. Think about these ideas and you get a mitzvah. What that means exactly, I don't know. But my rabbis used to say that when you get a mitzvah, you get endless spiritual ice cream in the next world. So if that works for you, great. Or just the fact that your mom's in a state of dveikus thinking about these 6 mitzvahs. So let's go through them real quick, and I'll also send a link if you want to go in more depth. But these halacha shorties are meant to be concise, something to think about, and you'll go deeper. So I'll quote from the Aruch HaShulchan, Rabbi Yechiel Micha Epstein, a 19th century rabbi living in Russia, who will be a primary text. There's never even a moment when we don't have a mitzvah opportunity, and these are the 6. And every moment that you think about them, even if the moment before you also thought about them, every moment is a mitzvah. Let's go through it. To believe that there's one God, and he was, he is, he always will be, as we think every time we say God's name. He took us out of Egypt. He gave us the Torah. And the Pasuk says, the first of the 10 Commandments, I'm the God who took you out of Egypt. So that is the first mitzvah, to believe that there is a God. Pretty simple. Makes sense. The second is to believe that there is no other God besides him. You shouldn't have any other gods besides me. Okay. Perhaps on a deeper level, not just gods that we're concerned about, but other things that you're worshiping, other things which are the focus of your life. Perhaps glory, honor, fame, money, love, all these other gods. So nothing except God should be your focus. Third, to believe that there's one God. In other words, perhaps what that means is to understand that everything is God. Everything is good. Everything that comes from God is really for the good. Even the hard, challenging things are really for the best. So that's Hashem Echad. Okay, number 4, la'avo, to love Hashem. Shnamar, v'havta, and you should love Hashem agacha. How do we come to love God? The Rambam talks about that. You learn Torah and you study nature. Those are some of the primary ways to get this burning desire for God. If you learn a lot of Torah, you'll see you just come to love God. Try it. Chamishit, to fear God, to have awe of God. It says you should fear God. That means to think about your actions, to think about the fact that all of your actions being weighed on the scales of judgment, and therefore to be respectful of God's holy law. And to not turn towards your eyes and your heart. As we say in the Shema, you should not go after your eyes and your heart and your eyes. So your heart refers to intellectually, heresy, and that refers to sexuality. It means don't even think about these things. If a thought comes through your head, so push it away and go into the Torah of Hashem. And you should put your eyes far from sexuality, improper sexuality, obviously. And if it happens to come into your head, so you push it aside. And I've also read that refers to just putting yourself into the proper spiritual state of mind and not putting cookies, so to speak, in your house, which are going to tempt you, and you're going to see it and see it and see it, and then ultimately you're going to end up messing up. So instead, creating the proper environment for a holy existence. So let's review the 6 constant mitzvahs. Number 1, there is a God. Number 2, don't serve other gods. Number 3 is love God. There is one God. Everything's from God. Number 4 is love God. Number 5 is fear God. And number 6 is don't stray after your desires. Don't stray after your animalistic side. Instead, go after your soul. Always ask, what does my soul really want? Okay, so those are the 6 mitzvahs to constantly think about for the rest of our lives. And it's a wonderful way of introducing us to the beginning of halacha. Ezrat Hashem, soon we will launch into the first halacha in the Shulchan Aruch. Very exciting. Hope you enjoyed this little halacha shorty here at the new Simcha Center, with your host, my wife Chavitzelet, who bought these beautiful flowers, and Rosh Shlomo and Baba Rebbe. Have a great day. Moedim l'simcha.